Hello, welcome back. I'm back. It's been 2 weeks. I've been practicing things, and I want to show you today how I made this insert. It goes in your regular 10-20 tray. It's 2 inches deep, and when I put it in the tray, including this line and this line, I've got 300 cells. It's made out of siding. So as you might know, I've been fine-tuning the best way to make individual onion seedling plugs, and the previous incarnations I made work well. There was always this something that could be better, and what it was the pushing out the plugs after the fact. That was the thing that I didn't figure out. Now that tray, the inside is just under 21 inches. That's damaged on that end, so I'll measure it from down the other end. "21 inches long, and it's 10 inches wide. So 21, 31. Take a square to make sure I got it straight across. Now for the next thing I'm going to do after I cut these tight corners here, they're difficult to straighten out, so I'm going to cut them off. Now this little piece down here, I'm going to cut it along right here because I have use for this angle piece. I have 4 pieces. Remember, I said 2 inches deep. Up to that curve is only 3 inches. So I can't get 2 pieces out of this unless I straighten out that curve, and then I'll have over 4 inches. I'm going to straighten them out on this surface because this is a smooth, heat resistant surface, and I need to use the heat gun to do it. used a piece of wood previously, and this is being hard to pick up, so I gotta get that piece of wood that I used. Let's continue with a piece of wood. I can lift that up easier. Now hold that down for a bit. Don't have to be very long, just maybe 30 seconds. Now you see it's nice and flat. And I have almost 4.5 inches. The reason why this was sitting here is because this side is exactly 2 inches. So now I can take that and the pen I'm going to do it on the other side. I wrecked a couple of those pens already trying to do this on the rough side. Now I've got perfectly parallel lines here, 2 inches apart, and then I switch it back to centimeters. So those cells, from the center of the divider to the next center of the divider, is 2 centimeters. So I'm going to mark off every 2 centimeters. With this one, I can line up that T with the other line to make it straight across. Perpendicular, I mean. And I have inch markings here. I have inch markings on this side. So when I make the line at the bottom of the T with that one down there, and as I said, this is 2 inches. I can make a dash across where the 1 inch mark is, and then continue on down. But I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut this line so that I can use a straight edge here to make it easier for me to do the other lines. There, that'll make it easier. So I have to do the same thing with one of these now. Anyway, let's go back out to the scroll saw. Now at the scroll saw, I can cut straight along those lines now and make a nice clean cut. Gotta get another blade. I hope the mail order markers that I ordered are of better quality than these. On a site called Wish, you can buy a set of little saw blades that goes on your standard rotary Dremel type rotary tool. And this is the biggest one that was in the pack. Have you seen that little pop? It's spinning counterclockwise. And so if you try to cut from this side, then this can catch and pull up, whereas if you're going from this side, you're pushing it down. This is what I end up with. And then I'll do the same with the longer piece. And with that size of saw, it makes the perfect cut for it to go halfway, for them to slot together, just nicely like that. Now these slots, make sure they're a little over halfway across your piece, because if it's a little less, then they won't go right together. Like I've got one right here that's a little less and there's not quite right together. Now I've made a whole bunch of long ones and a whole bunch of short ones. Let's take a short one. Do it on your end first. I'm going to stick it together like that. Like so. Then we have to work each one of these in. There we go. I hummed and hawed about what kind of base I wanted to put on them, and I decided that I would use one of these regular trays. And it almost fits. Okay? So I'll put this over here. This was the first one I done. I took out one strip along here, so I cut it back, and this is the 2 centimeters depth here. Same on this end. And this end I cut way back, and so it fits in. Now, it doesn't fit perfectly along here, which is okay. I can use this one as is. Back part is off even more. There's a space here. And then, like I said earlier, these I'll fill these up with soil, and so they will be a row of plants here. So I'll still have 300 plants in the space of what you can get the commercial ones, a maximum of 200 cells. This is 300. So what I'm going to have to do now is take these two and make templates that are the exact shape of this tray, and then take the other thing apart and recut all those pieces into that template. Just cut the edges into the exact template of what shape of this tray is. So now I finished it. You see each end is beveled. One end, the divider comes out almost to the edge, and then there's a wider part here. The other thing to make note of is that the bevel points to the narrower end that's at the bottom on the long one. You see the with the narrow end at the bottom, I mean the slots are pointing up, but on the short one with the narrower end at the bottom, the slots are pointing down. I didn't think about that at first, so then I had to glue a piece back on each one of the long ones and recut it. Then there are now all the pieces are fitting tight to the edge on top. So when they come time to plant onions, see, I just down on this end, I lift the whole thing out. These along this end and here, they'll fall out, but I'll be able to take this all apart, and the plugs should be together fairly intact, and I don't have to be poking them and the roots and the plugs all falling apart on me, right? So that's the plan. hope you found that interesting. And as you probably already know, I shall be back when I shall be back. Hope to see you in the next video.